GoPro, stop recording.
You could take the tension out of it a bit and say, right, we'll get to where we're going.
GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.
It's all right.
GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Where's your head? Can you sit normal? Can't see a thing.
No, neither can I.
Can you? Are you looking straight?
I think it's all right, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm sitting in my normal position looking straight at it. I think I'm in it fine.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to change anything.
GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Do you want to say something, Al? Just to...
If I must. There you go, I've said
Well,
something.
can you talk a little bit so that we can get the
I don't really
judge?
want to talk.
Just say 1, 2, 3 testing.
1, 2, 3 testing. 1, 2, 3 testing. 1, 2, 3 testing.
Well, it's been quite a week for us. We've had quite a lot of things go wrong, I have to say. What you saw there was me wrestling with the camera, trying to make the microphone work. Nightmare. But I think I finally worked out what was going on. But we had to replace our main workhorse camera. It had a fail on it, so I had to upgrade it. And the upgrade didn't go smoothly, I have to say. And of course we had other issues this week. We had trying to get Merlin booked in for his dent. I'm trying to get him booked into the dealer where I bought him from to get a pipe refixed from the shower tray. The engine management light has been on and off for the last few months, and I'm trying to get that sorted out under warranty. So all of this makes us wonder, how worthwhile is it doing YouTube? Oh well. I suppose everyone gets busy at times, but it's just, this week has seemed just a little bit too much, actually. A little bit too much. So we are sort of wondering what we're doing. We haven't made any decisions, obviously. But this vlog that's coming up now is another pull on our time, actually, but for different reasons. I won't say much about it because you're just about to see it. So, yeah, roll the camera.
Hello. Well, we're here in the glorious sunny today.
Forest of Dean.
Forest of Dean, yes. It's become one of our favourite local sort of places, hasn't it?
Yeah, they have various locations here. This one's a free park.
Yeah.
Some of them charge quite a lot for a camper van.
About
eight quid.
£8 for the day. Yeah, but obviously it is a beautiful place if you ever get the chance to come. Anyway, I'm going into vlog mode, and the reason we've got you here this afternoon is we've got something to say to you, and it's something that's going to affect our van life more than anything else has before, since we've had a motorhome or a camper van. We actually at this point don't know how we're going to get on with this situation. Yeah, it's a very big change for us, isn't it? Which has sort of come out of the blue. Yes,
it wasn't a plan, was it? It's just something that happened, really.
Yeah. It was a case of kindness over common sense. You're probably wondering what we're talking about here, so we ought to really explain. Yeah, all right then, guys. What do you think it could be? Do you think what would have such a really big impact on us that's going to have a really big change to our van life? Considering what we do, that we're YouTubers, we go out and we film and we try to get out there in nature and so on. What would maybe have a little bit of impact on us doing that in the way that we have? Do you think they'll guess?
Yeah, I think some of them will, yeah.
Yeah, especially when I say kindness over common sense.
So we better show them, haven't we?
We better hadn't we?
You going to do it?
No, you are. Or do I have to?
You're better placed to do
I'm better placed. I've got to show you something. Right. Just falling asleep. Okay. Ta-da! Yep, you might have noticed that
This is Jazz.
this is, I was going to say, I was about to say Maya shrunk in the wash and dyed
Oh,
her
yeah.
hair, but dyed her fur, but I don't think there's any fooling you lot. Yeah, we seem to have acquired a third dog, don't we?
Yes. It was never the intention, but...
No, we've had her for about a week or so, and yeah, we're trying to work out how we're going to make this work, because logistically, when you have two dogs in a camper, you can still film. One of us can hold the two dogs if they're on lead, and it's tricky sometimes, but you can do it. And it's really hard to know how you're going to manage that with a 12-year-old Yorkshire Terrier with no teeth, or one tooth, who's actually never been sort of house trained or particularly gone out for walks regularly.
No.
She's
partly deaf.
And yeah, so she can't hear you when you call her. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of obstacles to overcome with her. But so far, she's doing really well at home, isn't she?
Yep.
She's been a good girl. She's not had many accidents on the floor. And the reason we got her is she was going to get put to sleep. Basically, the family that had her got some other dogs, and one of the dogs hated her, and so she's been bitten. She's still recovering from all these bites that she's had. She's got a few health problems. She's got problems with her eyes. So she's on medication at the moment for her skin and her eyes. So yeah, a bit of a work in progress. But we've got to take her with us, and she's not spayed as well, which is a bit complicated, and she's too old to be spayed. So yeah, quite a lot of little hurdles to overcome with her. And we're going to Arran soon, and she has to come with us. So that's all booked, isn't it?
Yeah, we're filming this on the Sunday before we go to Arran. So what's the date today? 19th today? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
The 19th of February.
And we're off to Arran next week. It's we've got a lot going on in our family life this year, so this is our slot for the early part of the year to be away for more than a few days. So Arran has to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the ferry's booked and everything. But of course, we have to take her with us.
So in a minute we're going to go out into the forest and take her for a little walk, and hopefully we feel confident enough to let her off the lead. And we'll see how we get on. Yeah, we know it's a difficult thing that we've done here. It could actually jeopardise the way in which we do things. You in particular are quite concerned about that, aren't you? Well, I never wanted three. Well, you didn't want 3 dogs, did you?
No.
But
it's not something we could just manage with the 2, couldn't we? Really?
Yeah, it works. Luna and Maya fit in very well, don't they?
It works out well, and
she seems to be fitting in quite well.
Yeah, it's just the logistics of trying to film when you've got 3 dogs on a lead, and she's not brilliant on a lead. She does dart about left, right, and centre. She doesn't walk in a straight line.
She tries to trip you up, doesn't she?
Yeah, she succeeds sometimes too, and of course she's never been in Merlin. As far as we know, she hasn't been in cars very much because she doesn't particularly like it. She gets anxious, doesn't she? So we've got that as well. So there's lots of things. So we're hoping you'll stick with us for the journey, because this trip to Arran is going to be a bit different to the last trip. In fact, we've booked a site, haven't we, for the 5 nights that we're on Arran. We may not use the site every night. We're going to see how it goes. But it's just to have access to things like laundries and things if we need it with her. We're not really sure, are we? So
No.
What have we done? Would you guys have done the same thing, do you think? Would you have had her put to sleep, or would you have taken her on? Because it wasn't the most sensible thing, was it, to take you on, really, given our lifestyle? Hey. But then when someone runs out of road, you have to help them, don't you? Hey? Yeah. So, I think you told them what her name was. It's Jazz.
Jazz, yeah.
She's enjoying the cuddle, isn't she?
Yeah, our daughter Catherine is very keen to help with Jazz, but it's quite difficult for them because they've got a young puppy, a little boy, and he's quite boisterous.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd give her much peace.
No. Whereas she's a similar age to the girls.
Yeah, yeah.
And her other daughter, Charlotte, she can't help because she's the one with the 2 greyhounds, and yeah, that.
And this is a nice greyhound-sized snack.
Snack, yeah. So we are sort of the only people who can really have her. The people who had her before did try to get her rehomed, but the dogs' homes and that just said they wouldn't be able to rehome her because she's too old. They would just put her to sleep. So, yeah. We seem to have you now, don't we?
We ended up with her, didn't we?
We did.
As I say, it's not ideal, but we'll make the best of it. See what we can do with her.
But
Luna and Maya have been pretty good. The first day, they didn't want much to do with her, and they kept trying to see her off a bit, didn't they?
yeah, they don't bite. They're not that. They make a lot of noise, but
They're a lot better now. Aren't
Yeah, they were growling at her and stuff.
They're not quite sharing bed stage, but
No, but they're very good with her. Definitely, they're better than I thought they'd be because they're very set in their ways. They're quite old now, aren't they? Coming up for 11.
yeah.
So yeah, they like their peace and quiet. And
So we're gonna take her out now. See if we can let her off the lead, and we'll let you know how we get on.
yeah, see how she does.
Before we show you that walk with Jazz, this is what happened earlier.
Driver's in his usual position.
Yeah, it's the only position I've got in the van.
Yeah, unless you're asleep or in the toilet, well, we won't talk about that. This one's a bit restless. We've got to hope she settles down. Poor little thing is just beginning to get used to travelling in cars. So not sure how she's going to settle, but we will see when we get to our destination how she's coped. She'd be fine on my lap, but that's a bit of a slippery slope that we don't want to start with because it will upset the girls, I think, the other two. That's it, sit in there. So these are the travelling arrangements for Jazz, Mark 1. Wish us luck.
So we're heading out to the Forest of Dean. We decided, because it's not too far, it's a good opportunity to see how Jazz travels in Merlin. And when we get there should be some nice walks, so we can see how she handles that as well.
We're having to rush at getting Jazz used to Merlin, which is not really a very good idea after she's only been with us for a week. But it's vitally important we do so because we have a trip to Arran booked and it's in less than a week's time, and we're at risk of having to cancel it if she hates the van. So we've arrived, and it looks as though Jazz doesn't know quite what to expect from it all. I think it's all new stuff for her. Poor little thing.
Right, time to take the new dog for a test drive. Well, it's absolutely beautiful here today. Can't decide which trail we're going to go down.
Well, it's a glorious afternoon. Nice day for Jazz to be going out on her first walk. So I don't know how many years it is since Jazz went to the forest, if she's ever been. She certainly doesn't know which way to turn. She's very excited, I think, to be here. I think she's having a bit of sensory overload, to be honest. What do you reckon, Maya?
Do you know what? I think it's safe enough here to let Jazz off.
Do you think so? Do you think she'll be all right?
I think so.
I suppose she has got her pink fleece on, which will help us to track her down.
Go for it.
Jazz! Come on. Good girl. You've worked out you can run. You can run.
Do you want to go to the cat?
No, I don't mind. Like trying to film Poppy. Won't stay still long enough.
I'll tell you what though, she's loving it off the lead, isn't she?
Yeah, she's like a little rocket, isn't she? Rocket dog. Oh. Oh.
Exactly where Maya did it.
Yeah. She's learning from these two. Oh my goodness, look at the state of it. Yeah, we'll see what you're teaching her, Maya. Bad habits.
See there, right in the distance? That's Jazz. And Jazz is off her lead at the moment. Seems to be really enjoying it. Jazzy, Jazz, come here. Oh, you're a good dog, Luna.
And to think that we were worried that she wouldn't be able to keep up with the girls.
Yeah, she's up for it,
I
isn't
think it'd
she?
be harder for them to keep up with her.
She's got so much energy, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. You have a lot of energy, dog. Don't you? Hmm?
Well, she definitely seems to be enjoying this little walk. It's nice to see her off the lead and galloping around. She's doing well. Really well. Jazz, come here. Come here. So what do you think of our first walk out into the woods with little Jazzy then?
Well, it's a bit nail-bitey, a bit nerve-wracking, because she went crazy when she first got off the lead, didn't she? She's just because she can.
She only went like 20 yards or so, but
really fast.
20 metres. But
she's a really quick runner, which surprised us a bit, considering she doesn't normally or didn't used to get walked really. So you sort of, your heart's in your mouth a little bit when she sort of hairs off. You think, oh, I hope she knows what side her bread's buttered and comes back to us. But so far, she has come back, and she's got her pink coat on today, so we can see her amongst the green if she does do a bit of a runner. But yeah, she's doing really well.
Right, hello again. Well, you probably saw in the walk that we did let her off the lead. And she was a good girl, wasn't she?
She was brilliant. She was brilliant. She went a bit crazy to start with, which you'll have seen. She was running here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, it was nice to see. Actually, it was like, oh, I haven't done this for a long time.
Yeah.
And she was just running because she could, you know, which was nice.
Yeah, she wasn't walked before, was she?
No.
She did have access to a garden, I think, but
she was in a crate a lot.
A lot of the time for her own protection. But she didn't really understand it all to begin with, did she? She was going a bit bonkers, going.
But sort of by the time we got halfway round where we were walking, she just stayed next to us, really.
Yeah, she calmed down, didn't she?
It was as if her excess energy was gone, and she wasn't tired or anything. But
no.
But she stayed with us, so that's a good sign, really.
Yeah, her stamina is better than we thought it would be. I mean, we have since we've had her at home, we've been walking her around. There's a park outside of our house, and it's not a very big park, but she's been walking a circuit there sort of twice a day to get her used to walking, and she's been very impressive so far, hasn't she? In some ways, she's quicker than Maya and Luna, actually.
She's quicker than me.
Definitely quicker than me. But she does keep checking in, doesn't she?
Yeah.
The only difficulty is because she's quite deaf, you can't call her back. I'm not sure if she just doesn't know her name or if she can't hear her name. In latter years, I don't imagine her name's been used that much, but I don't know. That's maybe not a fair thing to say, but she doesn't respond to it, does she? If you call her, she doesn't really respond. You just have to hope that she sees you and checks in.
Yeah.
Which she does. She's a good girl. So everyone's tired now. Maya and Luna are...
So that's eased our fears a little bit about taking her with us to Arran. Because as you know, we like walking.
Yeah.
So we've got a few locations lined up where we can walk, which are not too hilly, aren't they?
Yeah. And I mean, we don't know how she'll be in the van at night. At home, she sleeps in the crate that she's always been used to. She has her little bed in a crate, and she knows at night that's where she settles. But we don't know how she'll be in Merlin because obviously the girls are roaming around and they're usually on the bed. So we've got her a little travel crate, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll show you in a later vlog.
Yeah. I don't want a third dog on the bed.
No, I don't. There's not enough room for us, really.
Unless we put them on the bed and I'll sleep out here.
Yeah, you can sleep on the chair. Yeah, we'll get you a tent. So we really don't know whether we'll be sleep deprived. Yeah, we actually don't know what kind of impact having Jazz is going to have on this trip of ours. We know it will have an impact. Certain things will have become more difficult, won't they?
Yeah.
But we just need to look at how it affects things, really. But obviously, we couldn't have her put to sleep.
Oh, no. She's a lovely little thing.
Yeah, she's really good. She's she's cheeky, mind. Very cheeky, isn't she? She always wants cuddles all the time. She's making up for lost time, I think. Very affectionate little dog. But yeah, we shall see how we get on.
Well, we're now heading off back home.
Yeah.
Had a nice couple of hours here at Forest of Dean. I nearly called it the New Forest then. At the Forest of Dean. And introduced you all to Jazz.
Yes. We're trying something different because when we brought her up, I think we've probably put a clip in the vlog. When we brought her up to the forest, we had her on an extendable little, not a harness exactly. Her harness there's like a little thing you can get to join their harnesses to seat belts, and we've got one of those. And Graham's put a hook in to try and keep her secure under the table. However, she wasn't very happy. She kept trying to get to me.
She didn't rest, did she?
No.
She kept trying to get out.
Yeah, she did.
So now she's in a little mini pen that we've got.
Yeah. And the trouble is, it's a nice lightweight little pen that's perfect for Merlin, but she's she's quite good at getting out of things. We found this at home. She can open stair gates. If they're not clicked properly, she can get through them quite easily. She keeps going. She's very determined. And I'm just hoping she doesn't rip the little pen to shreds. She's definitely trying to work her way out. Aren't you, Jess? Stay there, good girl. We're just trying to find basically the best way for her to travel without getting too stressed out. Can't really put her with the girls, there isn't really room, and they might not like that either. So yeah, she's kind of got to go under the table. We would try the footwell, but the problem is she'll be on my lap then. She won't stay in the footwell. She wants to sit on my lap all the time. So we're trying to avoid that, because on a long journey that means that you can't really do much filming or anything, because you'd have a dog on your lap the whole time. So we shall see. Luckily it's not too far to home, so this is a good way to experiment. This is the reason why we brought her out, wasn't it, this afternoon?
Yeah.
To see how she gets on.
Yeah, we've got to get it right, because well, we're not going to Arran in one stop, but
No.
there's still a good 180 miles on each leg, I think it is.
So someone's trying to go walkabout. We had to take the pen out because she was getting so distressed being in there. And she's not a lot happier out of it, really. Put a little bed down there for her, but she's not having any of that. So we'll have to have a rethink. So finally someone's lying down in the bed. We're nearly home and it's not such a twisty road, so that's more helpful, I think, for her to relax. Yeah, she looks like she can go to sleep.
Right, just before we end this video, I just wanted to do a quick update on the GoPro camera. I was going to try and explain in this vlog the issues that I was having and try and let you all understand that. But unfortunately, I feel it needs a little bit longer than I've got in this video. So I don't really have time to do it right now. So I'll do a short video separately and at some point over the next few days, and maybe some of you guys will have some answers to some of the things that I've got going on.
Thanks for watching. A bit of a different vlog for us, where we've introduced a third dog into the equation. We actually really don't know how this is going to go with her, but we are still determined to go to Arran, and we are still determined to try and film things to share with you. We don't know of any other YouTubers who film with 3 dogs. The Explorers have 2. I don't know if you know of any others who have 3 dogs. And we're also very used to Maya and Luna being really well behaved. We can trust them off lead a lot of the time and they will stick with us. Jazz definitely isn't like that, so we really do need to try and work on that with her. Anyway, wish us luck and join us next week when we start off on our trip to Arran. And don't forget, if you're not in the Facebook group, please join it. And if you've enjoyed this vlog, please do consider liking, subscribing and giving us a thumbs up, and we will catch you next Friday.